Mic check, mic check. If you can hear me, you are tuned in to the penultimate round of the PS4 Elite series for Race Spec. This is Tier 3 and Season 3 coming to you from Brazil, Round 18 of the championship. And it is not over yet. We still have two drivers in contention for the title. Breno, currently in the lead of the standings on 241 points. And Installator in the Haas in second on 217. As we watch the Stone Tower, usually always the first man we go on board with. And we welcome Tango back as well in the Renault, quickly put it on provisional pole and immediately usurped by that aforementioned man, the Installator in the Haas. See the Haas, it's the Stone Tower. Head round, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 3, but I think that's just Neva Sweden doing the right thing and popping out of the way. And it might be Breno there on the main straight, whizzing past him, about to commence his fast lap, so we'll try and catch that one in a second. I just want to quickly make sure I got those championship points right. Poor commentary, should have all this worked out beforehand. Failed to utilise my little notepad, still joins me with every race. To 217 in the standings, so where's Breno? Well, we missed that lap, obviously. He got it in just shy of Breno and Bretho, the brethren. Sister cars, the Red Bull and the Alpha Tauri. Aiden F1 puts in a hot time. I'm expecting the times to be pretty close, as is shown early, from second to sixth, separated by about 2/10, but that's pretty good from Aiden F1. Finds more than 2/10 between himself and Bretho in second. Bretho returning to the pits. Let's check with his teammate. Tactics does the same. Stone Tower will probably... No, he goes again, so he's looking to make these mediums work. He's got a strategy in mind, clearly. But it looks like those mediums might be about 3 to 4 tenths a lap slower. Eight tenths if you look at the gap from himself to Aiden F1 on provisional pole at the moment. And as always, it's a pleasure to have Jack Plays joining us in the comments. We still prefer to see you on track, Jack. But it'll be good to hear from you in the comments, giving us your opinion on the strategies and other factors in the race. And Jack Plays advising the best strategy would be softs medium. something special for Tier 3. I hope it's chicken nuggets that you're making, mate, because they would go great with this beer I'm sucking hard on at the moment as I enjoy the action here in quali. We just got to find someone on a hot lap. Oh, we found a Mort facing somewhere he shouldn't be. That's out of the pits. So not a great start to the out lap for Mort. Damaged immediately. We'll have to complete a full lap. Tango has invalidated his lap. We'll watch the installator. We might ride on board actually as he locks up. Misses the apex through turn 10. Now approaching turn 12, the Glock turn. And up the hill. The rest of the lap after turn 12 flat out through 13, 14. This is 15. Crosses the line, stays fourth. Stone Towel still didn't manage an improvement. Although that may have been an in-lap we saw him on. Tango going again. We know this man's got some speed. Certainly demonstrated that at various points throughout the championship. Jack Play is still not given permission to go on this early. Can you put your mum and dad on so I can have a quick chat to them, mate? Give them the what for? Oh, you're a talent wasted on the sideline, mate. Hopefully next season. You need me to talk to your mum and dad, get you in for next season. You know what you need to do? Get a sponsor. They can't turn you down if you're getting paid to drive, mate. You just pop down to your local McDonald's and say, I'll mention McDonald's in the call. You get them to pay you $10, and then your mum and dad have to let you drive. It's as simple as that. Work's work, mate. Work comes first, you know. It's the way of the future. Driving, not just driving, computer games online. It's a big business. And I suppose I don't need to tell a lot of you guys that, watching on from home or wherever you may be joining us tonight. Or this morning, depending where you are in the world. The esports industry is taking off, and never more so since COVID had many of us locked down at home for the past 10 odd months. Things really took off. Here we got Tactics going on a pretty quick lap at the moment, looking to bump himself up from 8th position. Still a second off the pace set by Aiden F1. Actually, Aiden went quicker again. Oh, there's Aiden jumping out of the way. I hope that didn't hinder. Was it Aiden? No, it wasn't. It was Dermy jumping out of the way. We should go back to Bretho. He's invalidated. We'll go back to his teammate. Tactics facing the wrong way. So no good here. No damage. Oh. Bit of air time up the hill. Is he going to park it? Just looking to find a moment to come back onto the track. Just watch out for the installator coming up behind you there, Sunshine. He's all good. It's just an outlap from the installator. So we might stick with the Haas driver as he heads out for a fast lap. So breaking into turn 1, the downhill left-hander. It's always a driver-friendly corner, that one, whether you're trying to attack it hard or make an overtake. Always very open. Plenty of room to get up the inside of an opponent there. Ooh, gets the back end a little bit out of shape. Heading out of 5. This is turn 7, this is turn 8. And then you hook it round to the left. Long, slowish left-hander through 9. Approaching 10. An even slower right-hander. And then smash the gas through 11. Let the car drift out to the right, who he's given up on that lap. Who can we find on a hot one? Still the Shiz, currently 11th and last by 2,000th behind Neva Sweden. Can he get himself up out of 11th? Jack plays. What time is it where you are? Are you in the UK or elsewhere at the moment? Still the Shiz about to approach the start-finish line. He's good enough for 9th. Gets onto the 5th row. Pops ahead of Tactics. And that leaves Neva Sweden at the bottom of the charts. Now, Tango going for another hot lap. Boarded the last one. Short lap time too, so 8 AM wake up call for Aiden F1, our provisional pole sitter, tuning in whilst Tango tunes out of that lap. Invalidates. Too much red on the screen. It's a bloodbath, so cut that one away. And who's going out on an out lap? Still the Shiz should be bringing that back in. Tactics is on an out lap. Mort's just come onto the track now. So we might have... Neva Sweden's left the session. So he's going to start 11th and last. Be interesting to see what tyre he'll take for the start of the race, getting that option outside the top 10. And here goes Tactics underway. 10th place. Just needs to find a couple of tenths of getting onto the 4th row. Nice through that section, locks up, runs wide through 8. So how's he looking now? Slows it down, the last corner, Junkiao. So he needs to get on the gas perfectly, as so much of the lap depends on it. Pretty much most of the 3rd sector. Tactics crosses the line, goes 7th, just misses out on a 3rd row spot. Now we've got Breno, Tango on out lapos. Stone Taulo joins them as well, so there's going to be a mad little dash at the finish of drivers going for it. Who's going to be the first one to start? Is it Breno? Here we go. Keeping the car tucked right in around that long bend at turn 3. Sort of different kind of line there. Unless the others were doing it and I just did not notice. I'm often accused of not taking notice by my better half. Breno now through the slow left-hander at A9. It's looking pretty tidy for the better part. He's approaching traffic. Are they going to jump out of the way? Might get a nice toe. Might get a nice toe off this racing point. Could make the difference, as we've seen Bretho go to the top provisional pole by 4,000ths now. Breno, I think he got a nice toe there. That could be the difference. That toe down the start-finish straight could be the difference between pole and, look, a second row position. Amazing. When the luck's in your favour, Installator's out of the session, so he won't be improving from 5th. Who else have we got on a lap? Stone Towel, he's invalidated that lap. I think Tango's done his lap. Are we done and dusted? Is that it? Tactics. Bretho wasn't going for another one, no. So it was Aiden. Aiden F1 was starting one. So let's ride with Aiden. We've just caught him coming out of 5. Still time, and he only needs 800ths. I think he's improved with every lap so far, Aiden F1, if I'm not mistaken. Can he do it one more time? Can he snatch pole, or at least a front row grid spot? Be nice to have a cat amongst the championship contending pigeons in Breno and the Installator. Aiden F1, as we look down from on high as he goes across the line, Aiden F1 takes the pole by 100th. Smashing lap. And right at the death, it was Mika Hakkinen-esque from the late 90s, early 2000s. He always had that knack of snatching a pole by the narrowest of margins. Well, not even always the narrowest of margins, but always right at the death, the flying Fid and Aiden F1. Channeling the former McLaren driver there. Great stuff. So, Racing Point on pole. Alrighty, so that's qualifying done. We'll take a quick break and be back in time for the race. Welcome back. Qualifying done and dusted, and you are now joining us in preparation for the Brazil race of the Race Spec Esports PS4 Elite Series Tier 3. And Brazil would be the penultimate round, round 18, as we look at the pole man, Aiden F1, with that stunning lap at the death in qualifying to snatch pole position from championship leader Breno, who currently holds that narrow gap over the installator. And here we go. We're getting underway any moment now. And we are go in Brazil. The field gets off the grid and heads down to the center S. Aiden F1's going to hold that pole position ahead of Breno. Are they all going to get through the center S safely? It's a smaller field today, so they should be okay. Breno looks like he's got a pretty good run there as they head down to turn 4. Not going to be close enough. This field pretty much already falling into single file and slotting into the positions. There's a Haas gone wide. It was the insulator, but he's gathered it up, but he does have pressure now from Tanguo, but this won't be a great overtaking opportunity, so he should be safe at this stage. Single file already. The field all fell into line pretty quickly. About as safe a start as you'll get. We ride with the installator. He'll be looking to make up some positions pretty quickly. See what the position changes are doing. Absolutely nothing, apparently. Have they all just slotted into their quali positions? I think they have. That's amazing. Come on, you lot, get exciting. They have. They've all slotted into their qualifying positions. That's amazing. As quick as you like a processional race. So, lap 1 done. It's Aiden F1. We're seeing a bit of ghosting back there from some of those guys. They're not going to depart the session. We'd hate to see such a thing ruin a championship battle in the penultimate round. Coming to you from Brazil. So, keeping an eye on the installator as we look to see if he can make up any ground, make progress. It's going to be vital that he finishes ahead of Breno. A win would be crucial. As we see him run wide through 9 there. Gets it a little bit crossed up. So plenty of brakes locking up ahead of there as the insulator drives through the smoke screen. And he's now ducking and diving, looking for an overtake on Mort. He goes up the inside. There's our first. Can you believe it took till lap 3 to see an overtake? First overtake of the race, and a crucial one at that. As far as the bearings in the championship go, Stone Towels made one behind on Tanguo, but they're not done with each other yet, these two. The Renault goes back up the inside. That's tight, and Mort falls back into the clutches of them as they try to fight out their own battle. I'll have to watch that slowing Williams up ahead. I assume Mort made an unsuccessful attempt on the installator, having lost 4th position. And now we're starting to see a bit of punchiness in the midfield. So, up front, Breno failing to make a dent on Aiden F1's gap without the help of DRS. Or he's having a bit of a look into turn 1, but tucks back in behind. Not close enough this time round. And there's been a move down the back. Dermy's gone up ahead of Tactics for 9th. So starting to mix it up a little bit now in the midfield. Actually, there's Dermy again. He's side by side with Tactics, who wants that place back. Gets a little tank slapper on as they head up to Ferradura. but the Racing Point will keep that position. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'll just check what tyres everyone started on. So Dermy opted for the mediums. I would have taken those in quali. Neither Sweden, having finished quali outside the top 10, opting for the mediums. And Tactics in a bit of strife already, with the stewards picking up an early 3-second time penalty. And contrary to his fortunes, Aiden F1 leading up front now sets the fastest lap. As we watch his teammate Dermy. Okay, so they are taking that tighter line there through turn 3. So after a few little moves on lap 3 was moving day, the field now settling into a bit of a rhythm. We might take a look at the Sol Alfa Romeo of the Stone Towel. Next man to look at making a move on Moore, I was going to say, and then just to shut my mouth, Moore probably drops in the fastest lap of the race so far on lap 5. So there might be a bit of pace in that Williams yet. What's happened? Oh, we've missed something up front. Is that Aiden F1 last, or is that a glitch? No, that's a glitch. Thanks for nothing. Codemasters, you got me again. Very funny. So, no need to panic, Aiden F1 fans. He's still in front. Although showing 11th. It's not great viewing that car. We might flick over to Breno as we look down from the helicopter. Insulator that'll want to make some moves. He's just in DRS range there. Aiden F1's left the session. Come back to us, Aiden. I want to see this. Breatho in third there. So the fastest lap honours switching hands like a game of pass the parcel, and so does the lead. That's a shame to see Aiden F1 now disconnected, I assume, and dropping out of it. He's just rejoined. But did the insulator get through? He did. Crucial. Could be crucial. Breatho gets a time penalty after setting the fastest lap. And I think as quickly as Aiden rejoined, he has departed once more. So, as it always seems to do in the last month or so, the standings slowly panning out to reveal a duel between Breno and the installator up front. The installator has to take care of Breatho first. And we've lost our interval gaps as well, but I would assume the installator had DRS. Yeah, there's the rear wing popping open now. 2 DRS zones on the track. That one you're looking at now on the start-finish straight between turn 15 and turn 1. And the second in this section, as we see perfectly, right on cue, the rear wing of the Haas open up on the run from turn 3 to turn 4. And with that assistance, he moves that little bit closer to Breatho, but Breatho doing him some favours, not dropping off the back of Breno. And dragging the installator right up there, who in turn is still dragging Mort with him. I just check down here to see if Aiden's rejoined, who ran wide up the top there. So it would appear Aiden's back with us. The two racing points running line astern in 7th and 8th. Dermy up one spot from his 9th place qualifying. Take a quick look further back. There's Tactics in 9th. We've got Neva Sweden in 10th, having pulled out a bit of a gap now to Still the Shiz in 11th. Actually, Still the Shiz might have had a moment. I think, is he in the pits, Still the Shiz? He is. So, first pit stop of the day will be the Haas driver. How long are we expecting those softs to last for, Jack Plays, if I may? And for anyone else watching along on the live stream, please feel free to jump in the comments and join us. I love having all the interaction we can get. So you see Still the Shiz, he goes back out on another set of softs. And he'll have some time to himself down there to get a bit of a move on. Check the battle for 4th here as Stone Towel picks up the slipstream of Mort, and with a bit of DRS for the Alfa Romeo, will he get close enough down to the centre S at turn 1? The answer's no, not on this occasion. He won't give up just there. And try and make the most of it through the second DRS section. Not quite close enough, and even with a good run out of here, they head uphill. This is Ferradura, it's not an overtaking point. Things can go very wrong if you try it there. So Jack Plays calling under the belief the soft tyres can go 12 to 16 laps, given how well you take care of them. So Stone Towel, as he heads down through Magulo into Junkau, and he's going to be tucked into the gearbox of that Williams and looking pretty good for an overtake this time around on lap 11. Sorry. The Williams moves to defend. Is he going to stay on the inside there and try and keep the Stone Towel out? He can't do it. He's going to go right round the outside, the Alpha driver. Gets the move done and should get a second helping of DRS. No, it's got its own detection zone. My mistake. And now the Williams is going to try around the outside, but couldn't get close enough. And we'll have to resume position in 5th. So it's still status quo up front with the top 3. Breno, Breatho, the Installator. Looks like it's going to be a pretty straightforward day of one-stop strategies from these guys. Once they come in on probably the suggested laps Jack Plays mentioned. Looks like it'll be the medium tyres and go to the end. So just like that, the Stone Towel is back at Junkau and starting and finishing another lap. And then getting ready to start the 12th. And now that he has his problems sorted by the looks of it, Aiden F1 might be the next man attempting to close in on Mort back there. Actually, he's looking for a move now. The Racing Point driver gets it done. Oh, he goes wide, gets a tank slapper on, hangs onto it. Will he be in trouble from Tango? No, Tango's a bit too far back to do anything about that. So he got desperately late on the brakes and then a bit of desperate steering to boot in order to keep it together. But as quickly as he gathered it all up, he gets back onto the gearbox of the Williams. Mort struggling now on those tyres. Is the pit stop in order? Williams, he should be easy pickings here for the Racing Point driver. Goes through, gets in there ahead of the Centre S and makes the move stick and properly drives away from Mort. Goodbye. Assisted with another helping of DRS. So back to 5th place for our pole man. It's a shame he disconnected. Would have been interesting to see him up there, see what he could do. So he's promptly closing in on the stone towel now. And look, the gaps ahead of him is not exactly huge. What are we looking at? He's probably about 6 seconds between himself and the leader. If Aiden F1 can keep it smooth, keep it steady, get the moves done, he's still well and truly in this. He's showing plenty of race pace. Actually, up ahead, Breno has come into the pits. So has Bretho, followed him in. And the insulator goes through. So he's going to try one more lap. How's he going to go without that DRS assistance? He's going to have to put in a hot one. Breno and Bretho are going to pop out on fresh tyres. Mort's joined the pit party. As the 85 Alpha Tauri makes its way out. Where's he going to fall in? So they've come out well and truly down behind Neva Sweden, who was in 10th place, promoted to 7th on those 13 lap old mediums. Breno's gone the hard tyre. So interesting with 22 laps remaining. He's not confident in the abilities of those mediums to make it all the way to the end from there. And assumingly neither is the installator, who stayed out for another lap. And one would think he may try to go. You would assume the insulator would take on mediums from this point on. That could be the point of difference. Breno either playing it smart or playing it safe on the hards. So that promotes Aiden F1 back up to 2nd. And we see Breno, he's going to get a tow from Neva Sweden, is he, the Ferrari driver? Not making it easy at the moment, nor should he. They are racing for position, 5th position. He's got his own strategy to worry about, Neva Sweden. As they head into turn 8. Ooh, this could be through these slower sections. This could hold up the Alpha Tauri driver. Could play into the installator's hand somewhat. Still can't get through. You'd think he's going to get the move done, but not until the start-finish straight. Still has to negotiate Mergulo and Junkao. And has to be very careful with Bretho right on his backside as well. So gets the tow, gets the DRS, so does Bretho. Can Bretho get through on the Ferrari as well? It's a fastest lap for Bretho as he closed up while... Oh, they get close back there. He's stuck side by side with the Ferrari. Might have been a bit of rubbing of wheels. That didn't work out great for Bretho. But they were racing for position. Sweden was entitled to do so. So the installator, while all that excitement was happening, the installator has been into the pits as well and lost out pretty heavily. He went down behind Breno by about, it's a fair way. It was key laps, even on the fresh tyres, and having to deal with Neva Sweden in front of him. Breno's got the job done well, even Aiden F1. So it looks like Breno opted to pit at the right time, but still felt that the mediums weren't the tyre to go for should he want to get to the end in some sort of decent pacey condition. But this is how it could go. We could see Breatho make the pass. He's got softer compound tyres compared to Breno. I fully expect him to pass Breno here. Not here, but maybe in the next few laps. Can he make the most of those mediums? But will those tyres drop off significantly towards the end? He closes in now, Breatho. He's 3/10 behind. Look how quickly he's gobbling the AlphaTauri up. So again, you would think once they come out of Junkau down at turn 12, the Timo Glock corner, he should have enough pace to get through. There'll be no DRS for Breno. So here we go. Can he do it now? You think either way he's going to get close enough to get done in it. Well, yeah, look at that. Rockets past. And as they go into the Senna S, we effectively have a new race leader. Still got Dermy ahead of him on the road, but Dermy yet to stop on those 17 lap old mediums. So Dermy wants to make well and truly sure about those tyres. And we've got a move going on here. It's the installator. Aiden F1's past him. So really not panning out well for the installator at the moment. With a good haul of points, this could be championship over. Breno can snatch the championship today in Brazil. Aiden F1 makes a train out. Oh, Neva Sweden up there, gets it all wrong, goes wide. Will he get in the way of... manages to tuck back in front of Aiden F1. But he could be a sitting duck now. Interesting to watch with the installator. Can he get a double helping of toe? Rear wing pops open. Who's he going to go to for the toe? Tries Neva Sweden. Now goes to the outside. I think he's going to... well, he goes around the outside. Sweeps around the Ferrari. The Ferrari says, I'm not taking that sitting down. But has to yield the position up front. Aiden F1 now going side by side with the Stone Towel. Well, gets ahead with plenty of time before the corner. Installator still having to defend somewhat against Neva Sweden. Now Tango's in there looking for a piece. So lap 19 of 36. We're just over halfway now. Seems lots happened in that half race, and we are starting to get a bit of cloud cover. Conditions very overcast now. Is there yet to be an extra element to this race? I sort of hope so, to be honest. Really mix things up a bit. Wouldn't that be great? Sun's out on that side of the track, out of 12. Tango, Neva Sweden, he tucks in. He's going to be forced to go around the outside if he wants to get it done. Allows plenty of room, but does get it done. Now, meanwhile, up ahead, Breno refusing to let Breatho go. So this will be the difference the DRS is making after being passed by a Breatho in the Red Bull for second. Breno in the AlphaTauri able to stick with the Red Bull. Most likely thanks to DRS. Neva Sweden really struggling down there now with those 19 lap old mediums, unsurprisingly, as Mort takes a ticket and jumps in line for the next overtake on the Ferrari. And you'd think he's going to get that done down the start finish straight as well. brings up the Ferrari. Oh, there's a time penalty for Brevo, 3-seconder. That gives him a total of 6 at the moment. So more failing to get it done there as we check that penalty. Eva Sweden, feisty on the old tyre. His tyres would be shredded to bits. So there's your race leader, Dermy. 20 lap old mediums for himself. Not looking to shed them anytime soon. Managed to make him last. As for how quick he's going on them is another question, but given the way that neither Sweden and his own tyres are dropping off, may vindicate Breno's choice to go on the hards. Breno's still just sticking with Brevo. What lap does this Racing Point driver come in? So as it stands at the moment, if the positions stay this way, Breno's going to seal up that championship. The Installator unable to make a bit of a dent on the standings down there. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So this will help Brevo at the moment. He's had to suffer without DRS of his own. Now approaches Dermy and picks up a bit of DRS, but 6 seconds in penalties. We're effectively looking at Breno in second. Speaking of the Devils, Mort picks up a 3-second time penalty. His first of the afternoon. Will we see rain yet? Cloud cover forming, darkening the skies. Jack Plays in the comments joining us, calling for a Dermy stop anytime now. Brevo will be hoping not just yet as he picks up a super toe. Dermy all over the shop, but he's going to have to yield as the Red Bull goes through. Brake locked. There's got a chance for him to escape the clutches of Breno. Breno's going to get DRS from Dermy, dropping back there now. Dermy with DRS of his own. This could be key, that moment, getting through in the 2 DRS zones while Breno fails to. Now as they go through the slower parts of this track, where grip is king. And overtaking very difficult. This could hold Breno up. This could allow Brevo away. And does so. The gap between Brevo and Breno now 1.5 seconds. Breno's line compromised, but certainly more grip in his Pirelli hards than those 23 lap old tyres of Dermy. He still stays out. And is that... Did I see rain? Did I imagine that? I think rain's falling. Here we go. This could get interesting. 3-second time penalty for the Stone Towel. Well, Dermy needs to stop. This could work well for Dermy. If the rain gets heavier, they'll only need to make this one stop, while the other guys will have to make a second stop. The same will go for Neva Sweden down there. Who's going to make the first move into the pits? Is anyone game enough to do it now? We might just follow the... Who's that? Is there a move going on down there? We might just follow the field as they come past the pits. We'll see who wants to make a dash into the pits. Bretho says no. Breno says no. The Racing Points, no thanks. Stone Towel, not on your life. They're all going past. No one wants to jump into the pits yet. Nor Tactics. Neva Sweden stays out another lap. We've got a yellow flag. It's Dermy. Oh, those tyres are cooked. There's just no grip in them, and with the slightly soggy conditions, should he have gambled on a pit stop? Easy to say in hindsight. So the insulator now. He's 6th. It's still the shiz I'm looking at there, sorry. He is getting himself lapped. Yep. Starting to drop back through the field. Does anyone want to take a pit stop this time round? We've got another yellow flag. That's Mort. Cutting daisies down there. Oh, watch out, mate. Gets it back on track. Now still the shiz is going to come in. We've got one in the pits. And a racing point as well. Is it Aiden? No. Where have I gone wrong here? Dermy, of course, after his little moment. Sweden picked up a penalty. He sped. Mort sped as well. Ay. Neva Sweden jumps in. We've got... Did I see an Alpha departing? No, my mind's playing tricks on me. Apologies. So will it rain hard enough to make this an inspired choice by some of these guys lower down? Up front, Brevo. No interest in a pit stop yet. He needs to see more rain to do anything about that. Breno's in. Happy to shed those hards. The Stone Towel is in this time. There is an Alfa Romeo in this time, and he sped into the pit lane. So here they go. They're all coming in for the intermediates. Speeding in the pit lane. This is insane. Mort's gone off again. He's off at turn 10, I think it is. I'll just take a quick peek down there. There he is. Gathers it up. No apparent damage. Now, what's Brevo going to do? He stayed out the gap. 22.5 seconds back to Breno. And he's left it a lap too late. He's just crawling around now. He has to jump into the pits this time. And Brevo, his race has come unstuck. Did he get that slowed down in time? So there's the penalty situation. Stone Towel takes the lead, 11 seconds worth. Tango 8 seconds. He got a speeding penalty. So did Tactics. So did Neva Sweden. Meanwhile, Tango grabs another 3-second time penalty. Actually, what's Dermy doing? He boxed and took on the softs. Was that intended? Was he hoping for the rain to go away? It's not working. Oh dear, oh dear. Dermy. But up front, there's a battle for the race lead going on. The Insulators down in 6th and good 5 seconds drift off Tango in 5th. He needs to make up some places or the championship is going to slip through his fingers. But there's a couple of blokes up here that are looking... Oh, Dermy left the... Okay, Dermy left the session, right. That makes sense. Oh, as the rain falls and wets the track, it's time to wet the old tonsils. As we watch Breno in the lead. Less than a second to Aiden F1. Less than a second to Bretho. Less than a second to the Stone Towel. Less than a second back to Tango. The first 5. Forming a bit of a train out front. Led by this man, Breno. The man who also leads the championship. And with 6.5 laps between himself and a title crown. Can he keep it on the black stuff? He must be feeling a bit of pressure, surely. As the rain continues to fall, looks like we might be going to the end in a wet race. And looks like Mort's left the session as well. So, still the Shiz pops back into the points. Check on Neva Sweden there. Seemingly harassing tactics. I'm not sure if the Red Bull had just passed the Ferrari. Gaps out front starting to open up a little bit, bar for the Stone Towel. He's about to get harassed by Tango. Installator back there in 6. He just can't make up any time. And it's starting to look ever more like a Breno championship with these 5 laps. It seemed like a long 5 laps. And if Hayden F1 can get close enough, he'll have something to say about first place. As the crew at the front head over the start-finish line another time. We might just take a little hiatus from the front of the race to check on Neva Sweden, who's lining up tactics. Just didn't quite get the traction he was after out of Junkao. Actually, I suppose DRS is disabled now, wouldn't it be? So they're driving on merits, essentially. Tactics picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be enough to let Neva Sweden past him at the end of the race. At this race, back up front, Aiden F1 still pretty close to Breno. Meanwhile, the Stone Towel there in 4th, getting very close to Bretho in 3rd, but needs to get ahead of the racing Red Bull and pull out a bit of a gap if he wants to finish on the podium. Not close enough. So you see the Renault fly into shot, Tango kicking up the mud. Second time penalty for still the shiz. Saw those 11 seconds worth of penalties for the Stone Towel, Tango and Tactics and said, hold my beer, watch this. And just went from 6 seconds to 16 just like that. So that'll pretty much cook any hopes he had of finishing higher up today. As we continue to watch Brevo get harassed by the Alfa Romeo of the Stone Towel. Tango not far behind as well, in 5th. He wants a piece. But again, 11 seconds in penalties of his own. So just over 2 laps to go in the race. And it's looking good for Breno up front. Despite being harassed by Aiden F1 in the Racing Point, he's holding fort, keeping his nerve, staying cool. I mean, he could easily just let that Racing Point through, finish second comfortably and not worry about it. But he's a racer, he's a fighter, he's intent on doing it in style. But the same goes for Aiden. He wants a win. He can't win the championship, so he has to fight for victories, and he wants one here in the wet at Brazil. The gap now as close as it has been in these last few remaining laps. 4/10. He closes, seeming to get a little bit more out of those intermediates. We're on to the penultimate lap. The question will be, if Aiden F1 jumps in there to push, will Breno let him through? Or will he fight him? He'd be mad to. But in the heat of the moment, anything could happen. We might just stick with these two for the time being. So Breno takes the pair up the hill. He gets very wide there. The gap, 4/10. As the Racing Point closes in towards the centre S, it's almost a carbon copy of last lap. Closer than ever. This is the final lap. Breno in the lead. Aiden F1, these two racing for the win. No penalties to speak of. It's just a straight fight on the final lap. Oh, and Breno, he's gone pretty wide. He's gone off. Will that allow Aiden F1 in? Did he go off or did that deceive me? Either way, he stays in front. That's all that matters. He's only got a few corners to negotiate. 7 corners. 8 corners. Breno, under all sorts of pressure. As the two are about to head past, well, still the shiz was there. His car got removed. Pretty quick smart. The gap, just half a second. He's pretty much only got Jung Kao to negotiate here. and heads off up the hill. Aiden behind, gets it a little bit out of shape. That's going to compromise him. Surely he won't have enough speed to catch Breno here as the AlphaTauri driver comes down the start-finish line to take the race win and the championship win. Tier 3 of the Elite Series championship goes to this man, Breno. He's driven well, specifically in the last half of the season, and deserves that win. A great victory, a great championship win. Fantastic job. Breno in the AlphaTauri. And we've got to give a mention to the installator. He kept Breno pretty honest most of the way through. Just wasn't able to hook it up today when the rain came. After qualifying, a bit of a disappointing 5th. But he deserves a pat on the back regardless. So, what a compelling race. But as far as the Tier 3 season championship is concerned, she's all done. Driver of the day goes to Neva, Sweden. And I should mention the installator was promoted to 4th there following the penalties dished out to the other driver. Man, the championship winner and your Brazilian Grand Prix winner, Breno, in the AlphaTauri. Fantastic job. And I have no doubt he'll be putting the champagne aside and just cracking a nice cold beer in celebration tonight. Solid drive from Aiden. It just didn't work out, I think, once he got disconnected after that stunning pole. But he made Breno work for the win the whole way. And Breatho, solid effort in the Red Bull too. That was a great drive for 3rd. So there's your results up on screen. And I think I have said enough for one night, so I'll leave you with the results. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. It's been a pleasure to be at your place or on your phone or wherever you've tuned in from. I'm your host, Mike Wilson. We look forward to seeing you at the season final race in Abu Dhabi next week. But for now, it's goodbye.